Hey chickies, okay, today we are doing a Star Wars Bunny. Now I decided to do R2-D2 because he was my favourite character, and then I decided to do R2-KT, and the reason for that is all about this gorgeous little brave girl called Katie Johnson who has a father who is a massive Star Wars fan, and she was very sick with a terminal illness, and he created a robot in the same style as R2-D2, only with pink accents, to take with her to the hospital. So it's basically a full life-size R2-D2 but in pink, so that's called R2-KT, and is actually a character in the movie. Now I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. I have watched all of the movies, but I'm not a fanatical Star Wars fan, so I decided to wait until after Christmas to go and watch it. But in the meantime, let's get into this Manny. I really hope you like it. Oh, and by the way, I'll link Katie Johnson's website in the description box down below so you can go and read all about her. So to start with, all of the base colours that I'm using today are from OPI. The first is the silver, which is This Gown Needs a Crown. I'm also using OPI's Alpine Snow, then black Onyx, and we'll get to the actual colours in a moment. So on the two middle nails, we're going to start off with 2 coats of This Gown Needs a Crown. You could probably get away with 1 coat, but 2 coats is definitely better. Once your silver base is dry, it's time to section off about 2/3 of your nail with the white polish. Depending on the white polish that you're using, you may need to do 2 coats, just to be on the safe side, making sure that each coat is dry before starting the next. Next, once that is dry, we can start adding the pink colour. The polish that I'm using, of course, is OPI, and it is called Hotter Than You Pink. I'm using a fine detail brush. It's a long liner brush, the nail series brush that I think it's 705 from the Stylish Nail Art Shop. You can't buy it, but you can buy a similar brush, which is, well, similar. When I say similar, I mean it's exactly the same, and it's called the RKF brush. You can see I've painted a very thin pink line, making sure to leave a tiny gap of silver at the top of the white. Next, we're going to paint a tiny little half rectangle at the base of the nail near the cuticle. Then underneath that, we're going to paint 3 rectangular kind of square things. They're kind of rectangles more than they are squares, kind of. I'm really sorry, but I seem to have not pressed record when I was painting the 3 little stripes on the white, and also the little the little square thing at the very tip of my nail. So I'm really sorry about that. Now I also painted a black line, even though I started it on this particular bit of footage and then I had to fix it because it was terrible. It started off too thick, but needless to say, there needs to be a black line which covers the very top of that of where the white meets the silver. Then the next step is to paint these little black rectangles at the tip of your nail on either side, and then you'll paint some larger rectangles or some other rectangles in the middle just above those, but on either side again. Next, we want to take some red polish. I'm using OPI's Fashion a Bow, and use a tiny dotting tool, and on that very first rectangle that you drew or painted at the top, you're going to put a tiny weeny little red dot. And then next to that rectangle, you're going to put a teeny tiny weeny little black dot. And once that black dot is completely dry, you're going to put an even teenier little silver dot right in the middle of that black dot. And once all of that is completely dry, you can go ahead and top coat. I of course am using Seche Vite as per usual. Now moving on to the 2 outer nails, the pinky and the index nail, which both have 2 coats of black Onyx by OPI. I decided to add a very thin coat of Desperately Seeking Sequins, also by OPI. And I don't know why, and there's nothing really to do with Star Wars, but I couldn't help myself but paint a teeny tiny little starburst or bursting star. I'm just using the fine detail brush and some of the OPI Alpine Snow. You can see how difficult painting with polish is. It gets so gloopy so quickly, and especially with our weather being so warm at the moment, it like dries like no tomorrow, like super quick, and it's so annoying. But anyway, I decided to do it. And then lastly, of course, I'm going to add a coat of Seche Vite to make it even more pretty. Doesn't that look cool? I love it. And that's it for this one. I really hope you like it. Don't forget to go and check out Katie Johnson's webpage, which I'll link, as I said before, I'll link down below. It is both heartbreaking and inspiring. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, chickies. Oh, and thank you for subscribing, and thanks for that delicious thumbs up. Bye.